Virgo, welcome to the Winds of Jupiter May 2018 Tarot reading. Now this Uranus going into Taurus is a really big deal for all of the signs. There's going to be some financial and emotional changes because the outer planets are about changing the big picture and the inner planets are more personal and temporal changes. I would suggest looking at your natal chart and seeing where Uranus is so you can determine where it more heavily will affect you. Now it's been 84 years since Uranus has been in Taurus, and it'll be there for 7 years. So there's some big changes coming up. Now the rune that you received was Perthro. This is about mystery and chance. Also about memory and recollections, and sometimes mystery and chance come in with your recollections. It's about problem solving too, and I think Virgos do a lot of that because they want things organized and in their place. There was a goddess called Weird, and it's not really fate or fortune, but more of a evolutionary force. And strangely enough, this is where our word weird came from. So with Uranus being the god of the sky and heavens and overseeing innovations, technology, electricity, and also the unexpected, there's going to be some mystery of chance coming in here and changing things and mixing things around. The Norse believed if you could understand things, you could control things. And I think this is what they want you to adopt from the presence of this card. The Minciati card, it's a deck of cards that I put together that can accompany any tarot deck. For you is Earth, and this could be indicating Taurus, any fixed sign. And some of the changes that are coming about with the Uranus coming into Taurus. It's time for you to be practical and grounded and dependable. Which that is what Virgos are all about, but it's reminding you to be yourself. And if you do that, you normally irritate people because you want everything in its place. But you're going to be rewarded because the overall energy card of this reading is the Four of Wands. And let me say this, it's about time, Virgo, that you receive some good cards. It really is time to celebrate some accomplishments that you've done. Have a feta. You know that maybe there's going to be some arrivals, returns, reunions. You know, weddings, birthdays, parties, at any rate. And these parties usually indicate some type of positive ascension. Or maybe even a shared accomplishment that people are reveling over. Maybe you're just in the preliminaries and setting the foundation stones. But there is going to be small harvests coming along as you work this project and people sharing in this accomplishment. Virgo is one sign that can appreciate baby steps to get to your goal. Now 4 is the number of stability and security, and that's something that you like. But then again, you received another 4 down on the left for the category of what you know. And you received the 4 of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Now swords are our teacher and can be very harsh teachers. And the 4 of Swords is about taking a respite, but there was some trauma in your life. You had gone through a lot of things. Actually, the Ace of Swords does say it was a rough road to get to where you're at now. There's been a lot of challenges in the past, but now you're reveling up there with the 4 of Wands. A spiritual reveling. Maybe there was time for you to kind of bury the hatchet and, I don't know, come to terms with some conflicts. So then you went into convalescing. This is kind of the post-traumatic stress order type thing. There have been a lot of anxiety. Maybe some uncontrolled things happening that you wanted to have control of, but it just slipped through your fingers. The illustration of the knight laying on his tomb was an old requirement in the medieval days, that when they went out on a campaign, they had to buy their own tomb. And now this guy is laying on his tomb wondering why he survived, and many of his friends had died. This is kind of like the lull after the storm for you. You're doing a recovery. It's a respite. The battle's over, but you're still seeing it in your eyes. But the Ace of Swords is giving you a promise of a new beginning. It might have been a rough road to get to where you're at now, but you certainly learned a lot of lessons. Things that you can take to the bank so many different ways from your life and what you've learned from it. But you have to use the Ace of Swords for what it's worth, and it's cutting through the crap and getting to the heart of the matter. This is about success and victory over opposing forces. Now the cards in the center for what is or can be yours. You receive the Star and the Page of Cups. Now the Page of Cups is an immature energy. You're just feeling out your way of emotions. A lot of times your emotions can kind of get out of hand. You can be sad from unrequited love and happy from falling in love. You have to get a handle on your emotions. And if you do, take advantage of the Star card, because this is about hope and healing. Finding your way out of difficult situations like Dante did. He found his way out of the inferno of what he considered hell by following the star. This is about lifting a miasma and being able to see things now with more clarity. Now it's time to put the lamp by your feet and find your path. Envision your opportunities so you can make them a reality. There's a lot of things going on with this Uranus and Taurus thing, and Uranus is ruled by Aquarius, and Aquarius rules the star. So it really is time to take advantage of the blessings the Star card can bring you safely into a harbor before the storm or after the storm, because that's what the Four of Swords is saying too. Now the cards next door for your awareness or self-awareness are the Eight of Swords and the Six of Swords. You're getting a lot of air, communication, a lot of that energy here. And the Eight of Swords is about feeling in bondage, but you could have escaped at any time. But you didn't want to. The number 8 in itself is a make or break number. It can create or destroy. It's really up to you. It's a karmic equalizer if you allow it to be that and allow the energy to transform. Something has held you back or is holding you back. And the Six of Swords is an escape card. It's time to move from turbulent to tranquil waters. It's time to make that transition. Now things just don't come to the couch. You have to initiate all of this and make these changes. It's time to move forward, that Six of Swords there. This card can also say that messages are coming. And perhaps so. And maybe even some travel. Maybe even a personal, spiritual journey in your mind that will free you from this Eight of Swords card. Now you have the very best future cards for May. You have the Hermit, and get this, 2 Nine of Cups, 2 wish cards together. What are the odds of that? And then you have the Magician. Now the Hermit card rules Virgo. This is you. It's signifying you putting that light by your feet, shining the path that you need to go now in the future. And you have luck. You have 2 of the wish cards together. There's going to be satisfaction and happiness brought about. And it's reinforced by the Four of Wands card too, for celebrating accomplishments. You freed yourself from the Eight of Swords card if you're going to be reveling and utilizing these Nine of Cups cards. And here you have the Magician, the number 1, the Ledgerman, the numero uno, the man that gives you all the tools that you need to bring things into reality. And he's about infinite potential and opportunities. And take advantage of the opportunities that he offers. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.